All right, guys, let's go. Let's dive right into this. I am excited about tonight because there's some things going on in our company right now that, in my personal opinion, are some of the most exciting enhancements that we've ever made in company history. So, I know many of you are on wanting to know what all the buzz is about. What is IDLife about? Who is IDLife? And I think anytime somebody explains any kind of business, I think it's important that you know a little bit about the person that you're listening to. My wife and I, we've been in this industry now for over 20 years, and we've had a tremendous amount of success. We're very humbled and blessed to have earned millions of dollars in the industry. And I don't say that from an arrogant space. I really say that just to let you know that we took advantage of something and it absolutely worked. And we've become professionals in the industry. And now, because of the success we've had, we now mentor lots of other people and we're personal development coaches and just helping people to really take a business like this and really become successful. And so with that, I want to get right into IDLife. What is IDLife? In our opinion, as it says right here on the screen, this is the next generation of health and wellness. We're doing things like nothing's ever been done in this space. And one of the things I think it's important for you to understand is not only are we doing some things that are very, very unique when it comes to health and wellness, but there is a business model attached to this where you can earn some significant income, and not just regular income, but you can earn something called residual income, which means you can turn on some passive nonstop cash flow that will continue to come into your bank account via direct deposit, just based on building a successful network. And we'll show you how that works. But here's what I want everybody to understand. Even before talking about IDLife, I think one of the things that we could all agree on is that as human beings, we have priorities. And I picked just about 5 of these, and these aren't all priorities in people's lives, but these are 5 extremely important aspects of people's lives. And I think it would probably be a unanimous agreement that our overall health is very important. Your financial condition is very important. Relationships and friendships, that's very important. I believe personal development is very important. And most also, we're looking at freedom. If you can have these 5 aspects of your life intact, I think people will be living a very fulfilled life. And I say that because when you think about IDLife, I want you to ask yourself, okay, does this fulfill those 5 important aspects? So I'll tell you why we chose IDLife, because there was a checklist that my wife and I were absolutely adamant about. And we said, until we go through this checklist, that's going to be a determination of whether or not we take this seriously enough to align ourselves. And so when you look at the checklist, starting off right off the bat with financial stability, we wanted to know who are the partners and the investors behind the company. So when you start in the upper left-hand corner, he needs no introduction, but that's actually Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman, who's had a significant career in the NFL. He's done extremely well, 12 seasons in the NFL, led the Super Bowl team to the Super Bowl 3 times and was the MVP in Super Bowl 27. And because of his success, actually became a Hall of Fame member and was inducted back in 2006. So he's actually one of the investors in our company. He is not a paid spokesperson. He's an investor. We also have Mr. John Maxwell, arguably the #1 leadership coach on the planet. I was very familiar with John Maxwell prior to becoming a part of IDLife, but it was also refreshing for me to know that he aligned himself with this company. Then you have Miss Jen Wiederstrom. Many people may know her from a very popular television show called The Biggest Loser. And she was the #1 trainer on that show. It's the #1 fitness reality show on television. And she's actually one of our investors. So she saw value in what we're doing. Then you've got a professional baseball player, arguably the best bat catcher in the history of Major League Baseball, Mr. Pudge Rodriguez. He's actually also an investor in our company. So people that come from the athletic world or people that come from the personal development world, they see value in what we're doing because of not only our product, but also just the impact that we can have on other people. But when you look at the 3 individuals at the bottom of this investors/partner list, these individuals right here, what's unique is that they have each become billionaires in their own right. So that is pretty significant. And I think that was for people to put their money where their mouths are. These are individuals that know how to vet companies. Obviously, when you have that type of success, you know what to look for, but more importantly, you know what to look out for. And after taking a serious look at IDLife, they decided to align themselves and become investors. And so we have 3 billionaires on our board. So when you look at the financial part of this company, we can check that off. The second thing was unique and benefit product. Now, the foundation of this company was built on a particular product called customized nutrition, ID nutrition, customized vitamins. And you might say, well, what is that? Well, let me tell you what has happened. They've created a platform that is simply incredible. And what I mean is that anybody from the comfort of their home can take an online assessment. All it is a health questionnaire where you answer some questions about yourself. And when you get finished answering those questions, the system will recommend which vitamins your body is lacking and which vitamins your body needs. But it will also block the vitamins that your body doesn't need. Now, it knows that because it cross correlates between your answers and third-party independent clinical studies. So this is all backed by science. And the thing is, if you have questions as to why the system is recommending a particular nutrition or supplement to you, you can click on the why button and it will show you exactly why the system is recommending this. So this means that now you can absolutely get vitamins and supplements that are custom to your body and your body only. And that just makes sense because we're all unique. There's no two human beings that are exactly the same. So when I saw that, that was very intriguing. But then to know that you can also have a health score, which shows you what your health status is, that was impressive as well. Because here's what we have to admit. Most of us are accustomed to what you see up on the screen right here. This is the way that most people get their vitamins or get their nutrition. They walk into a store and it becomes pretty confusing because they don't even know what they need. And they're relying on the recommendations of those employees to tell them what you need. And so here's the thing. Not only that, but in many cases, unfortunately, there are many stores that are selling things that are not what they claim to be. And here's an article where the New York Attorney General targeted 4 major retailers. And you can't see what that says, so I'll blow it up for you. But it says the New York State Attorney General's office accused 4 major retailers of selling fraudulent and potentially dangerous herbal supplements and demanded that they be removed from the shelves. Now, why do I point that out to you? Because IDLife has taken a complete opposite approach. We welcome any and everyone to take a look at what we're doing. As a matter of fact, our CEO, Mr. Logan Stout, as well as Troy Aikman, they went on Fox News to talk about that very issue of what's going on in this industry and talked about the fact that what's unique about what we do is that every single product that we have is the purest of ingredients. It's all non-GMO, gluten-free, soy-free, casein-free. So this is pharmaceutical grade stuff. This is the purest stuff that you can consume. And not only that, but you come into our headquarters if anybody ever chose to do that, and you can see them right there actually producing and packaging all the things that go out. And the thing that's unique is some of the benefits is that you can take that online assessment right from the comfort of your home. But what's also a benefit is that it gets delivered to your home. It's sorted and labeled with your name on it. It's a convenient strip pack that you can just tear off, put in your pocket, so you're not having to find tissue paper to put your vitamins or supplements in. And most importantly, this is all customized to you. And the wonderful thing is we've even looked at the fact that a lot of people sometimes may forget to take their supplements. So we have AM and PM cell phone reminders, which will remind you that it is time to take your supplements. And so this is awesome because we know how important it is for people to be healthy. But in addition, so we can check that off the list as far as having a unique product, because how many people do we know actually has ever had customized vitamins? And then when you look at the next one, expansion capabilities, our question was, okay, well, what else does the company market? Well, we have the entire health and wellness program product line, which means we've covered pretty much every base. In addition to ID Nutrition, we've got the protein shakes, we've got the kids products, we've got the snack bars, we've got a hydrate drink to replenish the electrolytes, we've got energy, pre and post workout, we've got appetite chews, we've got skincare. So we've got everything. I mean, we cover all bases when it comes to health and wellness. We've even got a vegan shake in there as well. But here's what's unique. is even though we've got an entire line of products, there is a combination of select products that has now prompted us to have implemented something called the IDLife experience. This is an initiative that we've launched to really help the everyday person get in the best shape of their lives, to actually not only look good from the outside, but more importantly, make sure that you're taking care of the inside. And here's what we mean by the IDLife experience. We take that select combination of products out of all of our product line, and we've simplified this into a 1, 2, 3 step process. 3 simple steps that take you less than 3 minutes a day to look and feel and perform your absolute best. And what I mean is, step 1 would be you wake up in the morning, and what we've decided is that one of the most important things to do is to have the IDLife shake along with the IDLife ID Nutrition, which is your morning vitamins. Second step, which will be mid-afternoon, is you want to definitely make sure that you replenish your electrolytes, and you want to have that hydrate drink, because throughout the day you get dehydrated just by being on the go. Number 3 is in the evening, you want to take your evening supplements as well as your sleep strips to allow you to have one of the best sleeps that you've ever had. Deep sleep that will have you well rested and feeling revitalized and feeling great in the morning. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand is when you think about the package that we have, it's about $7 a day. So now it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, you know what, that's about $200 a month. Well, here's what it is. It's not an additional $200 expense. We're not looking to add an expense onto anybody. As a matter of fact, we're doing the opposite. We're looking to have you just simply replace some of the habits that might not be as beneficial that most of us find ourselves doing on an ongoing basis. Fast food, grabbing generic multivitamins, or these sugary drinks when we're thirsty throughout the day, or let alone just the colas and the sodas that are no good. But if you think about what we just grab on a daily basis and we pay for on a daily basis, if you just look at what we've got up here, we can probably all agree that that's going to probably come out to more than $7 a day. So here's what's exciting. These products work. And when you look at some of the results, here's a snapshot of one of our conventions where people that had lost at least 100 or more pounds were asked to come up on the stage. And when you look at how many people are standing up on that stage, having lost more than 100 pounds, it's incredible what we're doing for people's lives. Now, in addition to that, so we know the expansion capability, we can check that off, because each and every person in the world can benefit from our product. So we know we have something that can be utilized and consumed by anybody on the face of the earth. That's exciting. So there's no limit to how far we can expand. And then last but not least is the compensation plan. This was something that was important for us. So how do you get involved in this? Well, let's just say that you aren't interested in getting involved from a business standpoint, but you do want to try the products. You can do that. Enjoy the highest quality of products and become a customer. If you know you would like to have some of these products on an ongoing monthly basis, then you want to make sure you become what's called a preferred customer, which means you're going to get a 10% discount because automatically every month your products are sent directly to you. Now, that's if you just want to be a customer. But for those of you that are thinking more like I did and my wife was thinking and many others, we were concerned about, okay, how do you make money in this? This is about building something from home and not having any limits on what we can earn. So how do you make money? Well, let me talk about this. First of all, the direct sales industry is a huge industry. When you think about some of the major sports industries, from the NFL all the way to Major League Baseball, you combine that with the hockey league and the NBA, we're talking over $24 billion in total revenue. And so when you think about all 4 of those industries combined, still being $11 billion less than the amount of revenue being generated in our industry called direct sales. So now, with that being said, there's money on the table. And I want to talk to each of you on how you can build something from the comfort of your home on a part-time basis and start to generate some significant income. Now, how do you get involved in IDLife? Well, it's a $399 startup fee. Now, in addition to that, you have a $25 website and back office where on a monthly basis it's $25. But here's the thing. Although right here it says $399 and it says $24.99 a month, right now we'll show you how you can absolutely get that $24.99 waived And you, just with a little production, you can actually have your Pro Tools for free and not have to pay any of it. But in addition to that, that $3.99 that we talked about, well, right now in the month of November, we are running a promotion that the entire company is ecstatic about, where it is not $3.99 to get started in the business. As of November, yesterday, November 1st, throughout the rest of this month, it is a $100 discount, which means it's $299 to start IDLife. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, that is incredible that you can get started in this business for $299 and all the payout and bonuses stay the same. So with that, let's talk about this. I want to run through this quickly because here's what I want everybody to understand is that there are 4 categories in which you can get paid in our company. And I want to talk about those without going into a whole bunch of detail. But the categories are, let's start with right here at the left, which is, it's called free products, 3 and free, 10 and 2, 10 and second free. Now, here's how this works. Free product just means if you don't want to have to pay for your product, you can just simply sell 3 people the same product that you want to have for free. And when you do that, your cost is 0. And so you cannot have to pay. And if you want to get your spouse or significant other or family member theirs free, sell at least 10 products of the same and you can get yours free, and someone, another family member. Then you've got the sample kits. You've got the way to not have to pay for the monthly, the Pro Tools. But I want to talk about the second one, which is how do you earn that monthly residual income? See, we've got the residual income where as you build an organization, and we're going to show you how to build this, you can start to make money on all the product moving through your entire organization. And so as you can see, as you move through the compensation plan and rank up to the positions to the right, you start to earn revenue on deeper levels. But what we've done here is we've carved out that middle position called executive director. And one of the reasons we're carving that out is because a lot of things start to kick in when you become an executive director. And let me just say this, folks. I think that everybody on this line, once you learn what we do and how to do it, I don't think there's anyone on here that can't become an executive director in your first 30, 60, 90 days. That can happen immediately. And so when you become an executive director, you start to get paid down through 6 levels. You get the car bonus. On the matching residual, you get paid through all 4 levels with that. You also begin to earn what's called a volume match bonus. Now, I don't expect you to understand all of this, but just know that there's so many ways that revenue is generating and being paid to you. Now, not only that, but we have a global pool. And that global pool is where you get, it's 2% of the entire worldwide revenue residual that goes into the pool, and individuals that are national directors and higher can participate in that. So this is a lucrative comp plan. And not only is the money great, but the lifestyle that it can yield you as well, and some of the perks that come with it are absolutely incredible. Like, for example, our rank advance bonuses. As you begin to hit different ranks in the company, you can earn as little as $100, which is not a bad bonus to earn, but up to as high as $40,000. So we're talking pretty significant income to rank up through the company. Not only that, but when you hit that executive director level, you're eligible and can be in a position to earn anywhere from $300 up to $2,000 a month for your car bonus. And so, you can go pick up a nice set of wheels with at least $300 up to as high as $2,000. That begins at executive director. So that's another reason that we like to point that position out as to really be on your radar as one of the first goals that you want to hit. Not only that, but next week, guys, a week from yesterday, many of us are going to be in the Bahamas at the Atlantis, and this is an incentive trip. And the reason I like talking about this is because, although we like to work hard, we also like to play hard. And so for those of you that might be listening to for the very first time, there is another event coming up in May. Obviously, if you decide to get involved in the business, you can still become eligible for that just by going to work. And we'll show you how to do all of that. But we'll be in Cancun on May 22nd through the 26th. So depending on obviously whether you're listening to this live right now or this is a replay that, obviously later on, if we record this and people are listening, depending on what the day is, it will determine whether or not that trip is still on the table. Now, last but not least is weekly bonuses. Now, I want the people that are brand new listening to this to really hear me clearly on this. This is the type of money that you can earn right now while you build that long-term back-end money. So here's a couple of ways. Every single time you sell one of our products, because you're an associate, you get a 30% discount. So that 30% discount is actually paid back to you in the form of a commission. So let me make it very simple for you to understand. You sell a product for $100 retail. Well, that means you're going to actually earn $30 off of that, because you earn 30% of whatever someone pays from a retail perspective. So there's no limit on that. Sell as many products as you want. For every $100, you know you're earning $30 just off that sale alone. But there's also a way that if you decide to do this, now remember we talked about $299 to get in, which is a special right now that we're running, which is $100 off the normal $399 price. But here's the thing. Even with that, even though $299 is not a significant amount of money to start a business that does not have a limit, that's powerful. But it's still an important question to ask is, how do I get my money back? Well, I want to talk to you about not only how to get your money back, but how to more than double your money. And that's very simple. It's 3 simple steps that we will teach you. And that is, number 1, we want to trigger your first $100, which, think about this. If you pay $299 to get in, we're going to get you a third of your money back in 24 hours. We're going to show you how to sign up your first customer. And as soon as you get, it could be your spouse, it could be your best friend, it could be your brother, your sister, your child, one person on our ID Nutrition. No matter what they're paying for that ID Nutrition, we're going to trigger a $100 bonus. You've just made 1/3 of your money back in less than 24 hours. I think you can do that in 20 minutes and not even know what you're doing. The second thing we're going to teach you to do is we're going to teach you to get your first 3 business partners. As soon as you do that, you're going to earn 100 on the first one, 100 on the next one. But when that third one signs up, you're going to earn 400 more. So you can earn $600 as long as all this is being done in under 60 days. You're brand new. And think about it. Based on what I've just shared with you right now, just getting 3 people and getting 1 customer, you've already made $700. So you have more than doubled the $299 that it took to get in. And every dollar thereafter is profit. Not only that, but we're going to show you how to start marketing some product and selling product. And every time you do that, if you sell some of those experience kits I talked about, each time you sell one, you'll get $50 for the first 2, but on the third one, you get a total of $200, so another $300. So that's how we're showing people how you can earn $1,000 within your first 60 days or less of starting an IDLife and only paying $299 to get in. That is simply incredible. Not only now, here's another thing I love pointing out is that we're going to make sure you hit your $1,000 Grand Slam bonus. And all the leaders that you look at on this slide right here have a financial vested interest in helping you hit your bonus, because when you hit your bonus, there's money paid out for helping you become profitable, or at least hitting your bonus of your Grand Slam. You're totally profitable. You've made more than double your money back. So that pays out. But in addition to that, you've got individuals that can earn bonuses as you start to rank up in our company. Every single time a person joins your team, when you're at one of our senior levels and we're helping those brand new people trigger their fast start and get that first $100 that we can show them how to do in 24 hours or less, every time that happens, if you're one of the leaders in our business, and I'm telling you right now, starting with senior director right here, there's $25 paid out on everybody that joins your team and hits their fast start bonus. So we want all the new people coming in and hitting and making money right out the gate, $100 in less than 24 hours. And you got 4 leaders above you that want that to happen, because there's a bonus triggered to them as well. So we're excited. And these bonuses go up to as high as $100 for every single person joining your team when you get to one of our elite positions called Vice Presidential Director. You start a new leg of people, and everybody that joins, you're earning $100 each time they come in and get their fast start bonus accomplished. So this is powerful. So everything ties in. So I want to wrap it up by talking to you guys about just the fact that there's income potential for you to really, really make some significant income. And here's what I mean. If you acquire, I'm going to use an example. Let's say that somebody doesn't want to build a team, because there are two schools of thought when somebody looks at this. They either say, well, I want to come in and tear this thing up and build it as big as ever. And there's some people that say, well, I just want to get some customers. Well, let's just say you want to get customers. Okay, I'll give you an example. What if you just signed up 5 IDLife preferred customers each month? Just 5. And you did that every month for only 1 year. That's it. Sign up 5 customers that are preferred customers, and you do that every month for 1 year. If those customers were only paying $100 for their product every time they ordered, folks, that alone would earn you over 20 grand extra for the year. So we're not talking about having to go out here and do a whole lot of hard work. We're talking about blessing other people with products that we know will be a benefit to them, and you being able to be financially compensated for doing that. To me, it's a win-win. But now those that see it the way we saw it, and you're looking to build an organization, here's an example. Let's say that over time, let's say it takes you another few months to do this, or 6 months or 8 months or whatever. You build an organization of 250 people. If we're teaching each of these people to have their personal volume at least at $400, which means all they got to do is sell 2 experience kits. But that $400 times 250 associates is $100,000 in volume. Here's the easiest way for you to understand how our comp plan works on the residual side. You're going to earn somewhere between 5 and 8% of your total qualified volume. So if you've got $100,000 in volume, and by the way, you were not the one that went out and got all of that business done. That's through the whole organization, your team. Well, 5% of $100,000 is $5,000. 8% of $100,000 is $8,000. And we know that you're going to earn somewhere between 5 and 8%, depending on what position you're in and what products the people are getting. So here's the thing. That's between 5 and 8 grand a month. So if you look at that on an annual basis, 60,000 up to almost 100,000, 96,000 every month. But folks, here's what I always say, because these may sound like big numbers, but what if you only get this 10% correct? And you do it, you get 90% inaccurate of what I'm sharing right now. 10% will still put you at 10,000 in volume, which means you're still going to be an executive director, and you're still earning, an extra $500 to $800 a month. And I just got through telling you, you could hit executive director in your first 30 to 90 days. It doesn't take long to do this. So this can be a significant piece of income added to your lifestyle. So let's address this as we close out. Okay, does IDLife address these 5 important aspects that we talked about at the very beginning? Your overall health? Well, let's take a look. Look at some of the results that people are getting. When I see some of these before and after pictures, look, we know that we don't have any magic dust or no magic pill, but I'm telling you, our products work. And so when people take the product and work out and start eating clean, it is amazing the before and afters that we see. And number 2, financial condition. Your financial condition, your friendships and relationships. Here's what you need to understand. When we came over here, we already had a group of us that were serious about the next move we were going to make. And one of the things I love about this is the friendships are everlasting. You're going to have people that you'll do life with when you get in a business like this, because you've got a common destination. You've got the same goals and aspirations. But what's unique is that all of us, even prior to coming into IDLife, we were all $1 million earners in our previous company. So we knew what to look for and what to look out for. But I love the fact that we've now begun to develop new friendships. And here's a picture when we first came on board where we met the owners and the investors of the company. So we're looking forward to really growing a whole new network of people and expand and bless as many people as we can. So we know that the friendships and the relationships and the money, that's in place. Personal development. This is critical for people to grow. I think you should always look to be the best version of who you are. That's who you need to become. And so we actually have always studied personal development. And I was proud myself and my wife about a month ago. We were asked to be a part of something John Maxwell did. And we taught one of his 15 laws of growth in network marketing specifically. And we had the law of intentionality. And so there were 14 other laws where top earners from this industry talked about how to really become successful in this network marketing industry. So that was an honor. Last but not least is the freedom. I don't think there's anybody on this phone that does not want to be free. And what I mean is, I know I've got friends that I'm extremely close to that I grew up with or have known for 20, 30, 40 years. And some of those individuals, unfortunately, are in positions where they've never left their city. They've never left, the state that they live in. And I'm telling you what this type of an industry can yield you when you take it seriously and make it work. We have seen the entire world. We've been to Dubai. I mean, these are just a few places we went to. We were in Greece, had a ball in Italy. And I think about just what's really important to me, because what I've learned in this industry is this isn't just about what I can earn or what I can do. This is about what I can do for others. And I'm going to close this out with this story, because I love telling this story, because this is when I learned the power of this industry, the power of what this type of business can do for you. I'll never forget this. It was like yesterday, but this was probably 7 years ago. I remember when my mom was turning 70 years old for her birthday. And I called back home to my dad and I said, Dad, what are we going to do for Mom's birthday? And they had no plans. And I'll never forget saying, well, what are we going to do? Let's do something. This is the big 7-0. And my dad was like, no, we don't have any plans, nothing scheduled. And your mom's not looking to do it. I said, Mom, Dad, look, I'll pay for everything. And his response was, well, let's do it. So I decided that I was going to fly into Chicago. And I told my parent, my dad and my brother, don't tell Mom I'm coming. And I hired a camera crew because I wanted to capture everything on film. But not only that, I wanted to surprise her by being there, but there was one particular thing that I thought about. You know what? I'm going to get my mother a present that she has been wanting for as long as I can remember, decades. Even since I was a little boy, hearing her say things like, one day I'm going to get that. Oh, I can't wait till I have that. I'm getting that. That is beautiful. And never had it. And so what I did was I flew in. I talked to my wife. We agreed we're going to surprise my mom. We're going to show up in Chicago, and we're going to present something to her that we know she's always wanted. And I'll never forget walking in that restaurant. And I told my brother, I said, put Mom on the phone. And he gave her the phone. And I'm talking to my mother, and she's thinking that I'm in Dallas. And I'm literally walking up to her, and I caught all of this on camera. And so you're looking right here where I was less than 2 feet from my mom, and I'm talking to her, and she thinks I'm in Dallas, Texas, and we're in Chicago right behind her. So it wasn't until I said, hey, Mom, I love you more than you know. I wish you the best happy birthday of your life. And I said, by the way, Mom, you look beautiful with that pink shirt on. And that was when she said, how do you know I'm wearing a pink shirt? I said, turn around. And here was the response. And I'm telling you, it was priceless to see the look on her face that we had flown in just to celebrate her birthday. But it was even more priceless when I handed her a little box and I said, happy birthday, Mom. Here's a present that I know you've wanted for many, many years. And I want you to understand that you will never again have to say one day, because today is that day. And she looked at me like, what are you talking about? So she opened the box. And when she got to the bottom of the box, her mouth dropped wide open because there was a key. And she started really understanding what this could possibly mean. And I'll never forget grabbing her hand, and I said, come on, Mom, let's go on out front and let's take a look at your birthday present. And by the time I got out front of that restaurant, it was a beautiful champagne gold Jaguar with a big red bow on it. And I said, happy birthday, Mom. And I just will never forget the expression on her face was just a look of total shock, to a point where I had to say, Mom, that's your car. Get in. It's paid for. That's yours. Happy birthday. And even when she got in, it was just like a look of amazement. And this is when I started to understand something. When she got out of this car and she grabbed me and just broke down crying, telling me that this was the absolute best birthday she's ever had in her life, I had what a lot of people refer to as an aha moment, because I realized that it is so unfortunate that many times the only time we're expressing how much somebody means to us is when we're saying that almost in past tense. If that person's been called home or that person's no longer with us, we talk about what they meant to us and we say that in the past. And I'm telling you right now, I recognize that one of the reasons that a lot of people do that is because while we're all here, we seem to not have the means to do these things for the people that we love the most. And I'm here to tell you guys that, look, if you can get money as an issue out of the way, you can do some special things for people that mean the most to you. And I'm not telling you that IDLife is the end all be all and the only thing out here, but I am telling you this. If not this, then what? And if not now, then when? And if it's not you that's going to change the situation, then who's going to do it? Because every time I present stuff like this, there's three types of people on that look at it, and you all are all on here tonight. Number one person says, Steve, we could have stopped 15 minutes ago. I'm in. I say, welcome to the family. Congratulations. Second person, Steve, I've got some questions. Well, get your questions answered. Let's make sure you're comfortable about what you're looking at and make sure you're excited about coming on board. I don't want you getting in before you fully understand whether or not you want to do it. You don't have to understand how to do it, but just whether or not you want to. And once you make that decision, we'll show you how to do it. You'll earn while you learn. But then the next person says, you know what, this isn't for me. And people get shocked when they hear how I respond to that, because I've always said, God bless you. And people are expecting us to twist arms and banter back and forth about whether or not you should do something like this. But I'll tell you this, the reason I don't do that is because in all my 20 plus years of doing business like this, I've never seen a reason outside of maybe 4. And I don't even really call them reasons because I don't look at them as reasons. Number one, somebody says, well, I didn't understand it. Number 2 says, oh, I don't believe it. 3 says, I don't have time. And the most prevalent, I don't have any money. Those are the only 4 reasons I've seen in my 20 years. And I can tell you right now, those aren't reasons. Number one, if you didn't understand it, don't worry about that. You didn't understand everything the first day on your job, but you still got a check in 2 weeks, so don't worry about that. We'll show you how to earn while you learn and have fun doing it and bless other people and transform your own body from the inside out and making money while you're doing it. Second person says, I don't believe this. I don't spend a lot of time with that. If you don't believe it, I just say, go do your due diligence. Check. One thing that I'm very humbled and honored is that in my 21 years of doing business, you can Google my name and I've never seen anything negative on the internet ever. And anybody can post anything, but I pride myself in doing things the right way and doing things with integrity and doing things above board my entire career. So I'm not going to tell you something that I don't 100% believe in. Number 3 person says, you know what? I don't know if I have time. I always have to correct that thought because there is no such thing as not having the time. It's what we're doing with the time we have. Nobody's going to debate whether or not we all have 24 hours in a day. So don't say you don't have it. Just say, hey, I'm not utilizing it to have extra time. And so if you don't have the time, why don't we put something in place to start generating money and give you your time back? I walked away from my job in 1998 after a year and a half of being in this industry. So I've got 20 years of time, 19 years of time of waking up when I want and spending time with family and doing what I want and never having to be on someone else's clock other than something I may schedule myself. And then that last reason that people say, well, I don't know if I can do this is they don't have the money. Well, let me just say this. We just reduced the price from $3.99 down to $2.99. I don't think there's anybody on this line that if they put their heart and soul into it, that they can't come up with $299 if you see value. Now, I'm not saying that I'm being insensitive to what someone's financial situation might be, but if you believe in what you just saw, I don't have a doubt in my mind you can come up with $300 and make that happen. I don't care if you got to borrow $30 from 10 people, whatever you've got to do. Make it happen, because if right now times are tight like that, well, then let's just thank God that someone got you onto this webinar, and let's put our heads together to fix that permanently. And so I'll tell you, have a reason why you're going to do a business like this. My reason is right up on this screen. That's my wife of 15 years, and she's blessed me with 4 beautiful children. My 2 daughters that it's amazing to watch them grow up right in front of me. And then my 2 little guys that, I'll do anything for these little guys as well. But this is my reason why. So I'm telling each and every one of you right now that if you have a big enough reason why, go for it. Do what you've got to do to make this thing work. And I want to be the first one to welcome you to the family. So I'm excited about tonight, guys. I'm excited about where we are as a company. I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time out. We got a lot of new stuff that we're excited about, guys. So God bless each and every one of you. Get back to the person that invited you on to tonight's webinar. Let them know if you see an opportunity, and let's rock and roll and let's change the world. All right, everybody, this is Steve Carter signing off. God bless you guys. Take care.